Welcome to my world, where you will experience an atmosphere of love, relevant subjects, and motivation. So let's talk about things that matter. What matters to you matters to me. Welcome to the Brother Henry and You Show. I'm Henry Harris, your host, and we are doing a series called The Untold Truth about relationships. Thank you so much for watching. Normally I'm not spiffy, but I wanted to come a little dressed up on the set today. So I appreciate you for watching once again. And today I want to just talk about marrying myself. Now, what does that mean to marry yourself? To some people that sounds nonsensical. Marrying myself, that's impossible. How can one do that? Now, did you know that it is possible to marry yourself? Some would say that don't even make sense. What does that even mean, to marry yourself? What does that even look like? Marrying yourself simply means loving yourself, and not only that, but embracing who you are and fully validating yourself. This means you don't need anyone else to do this for you, because you love yourself, you embrace yourself, you affirm yourself, and you validate who you are as a person. What you will look for in a marriage, you actually give that to yourself. The reality is, some of us should have married ourselves long before we decided to marry someone else. The ultimate reason why we choose to marry someone is for love, for acceptance, and approval. But my question today to you is, what would that even look like to embrace yourself and who you are? So when I say marrying yourself, that's what I'm referring to. Loving yourself, affirming yourself, validating yourself, accepting yourself. We all need to start a relationship with ourselves before we extend that part of ourselves to someone else. We all need to marry ourselves before we give that part of ourselves to someone else. We look for things in others that sadly we ourselves don't even possess. We want that love. We want that acceptance. We want that reassurance. But we don't give ourselves that. You must love yourself first before you love someone else. There are many that will say the concept is ridiculous. To some, it implies to be self-absorbed, one-sidedness, self-obsessed. That is to have a mindset of marrying yourself. Now, I personally don't believe that's true. Self-marriage is a beautiful thing. Is there any value in marrying yourself? Yes, there is value. There are many who claim that the very thought is empowering. It's about embracing who I am and learning myself. You have to understand that it's all about you at the end of the day. You have to fix you. You have to. Nobody else can do this for you. You have to fix you. If there's something that you don't like about yourself, you can change it. If you don't love yourself, you can change that. If you have issues validating and embracing who you are as a person, only you can change that. Nobody else can change that for you. So while I am not against marriage between two people, I still believe that it's important to get to know who you are first. because you can't really give what you don't have. Also considering some of the marriages we have been in which failed, this may give you an opportunity to look within yourself. Why didn't it work? What did I do? Not necessarily focusing on what they did, because we can easily come up with stuff. Well, she treated me this way and he did this and she did that. Okay, we can easily point the finger, but what about me? What can I learn about myself internally and externally? Sometimes marrying yourself, it keeps you from marrying the wrong person. And many people today, they do that. We find ourselves in relationships with people we should have never been in. We've married people that we should have never married. I would rather marry myself than to marry the wrong girl. When I say marry yourself, I am not speaking in terms of legally doing that. I don't know of anyone that thinks that's possible, or is it? When we marry ourselves, this means I can truly love, care, and respect and honor myself. What a vow. I vow to love. I vow to care. I vow to honor who I am, and I celebrate that. You should be your own cheerleader. You don't need a woman to do that for you. You don't need a man to do that for you. I praise myself. I praise my accomplishments. I praise the person that I have become and becoming, because it's progressive. You're constantly growing, developing, evolving. I celebrate myself. I marry myself. If I never ever get married again, I'm okay with that. Why? Because I fully accepted, embrace who I am as an individual. I want to encourage you today, maybe you should do the same thing. Accept who you are. Embrace who you are. You are unique. And you may say, well, that sounds good, Henry, but I don't feel that way about me. Your feelings is not a determining factor for truth. Can I say it again? Your feelings is not a determining factor for truth. And the truth is that even though you may not see it, deep down inside of you, you're unique, you're awesome, you're beautiful, and you are an amazing person. Just bring that up outside of you. It's deep down on the inside of you. We always talk about vows. Why don't we vow that? Why don't you look in the mirror and say, I vow to love myself. I vow to respect myself. I vow to treat myself right. I vow to love myself. I vow to embrace who I am. I vow to like me. I'm not worried about if anybody else does it, because if they don't do it or not, I give that to myself. So I want you to repeat this. Having this foundation prepares you for an actual marriage, because you won't be searching for the things that you already have. So why don't you repeat this after me? Say, I completely love and accept who I am. Can you say it again? Say, I completely love and accept who I am. A question I thought of a few days ago was, why do we make that promise to someone else but not to ourselves? Remember the vow that we make when we get married? I vow to do this. I vow to death do us part. I vow this. I vow that. Why do we make those promises to other people, but we can't make those vows to ourselves? I'm here to challenge you to make those vows to yourself. Why can't you love yourself? Why can't you respect yourself? Why can't you honor yourself? It's not a matter that you can't do it. I'm here to tell you that you can do it. You can make those vows to yourself. Self-love is a long process. Sometimes before you even consider marriage, it is vital to love who you are, no matter what. Set boundaries with what you're willing to accept from other people in your life. And it all starts with you. Again, getting married is not going to fix that. It starts with you. Maybe, just maybe, you should say yes to yourself. Is that what they say? When someone asks you this question, will you marry me? What would you say? Yes. Well, instead of saying that to another person, why don't you stand up today and say yes to marrying yourself? Yes, I make a vow to embrace who I am. Yes, I make a vow to validate who I am. Yes, I make a vow to like myself. Yes. Maybe you should make a commitment to say I do to yourself as well. Marry yourself and honor all that is lovable. Because, my friend, you are surely lovable. Thank you for watching. Next week we'll be bringing this series to a close. And next week we're going to talk about something that's rather painful. We want to talk about divorce. Going through a divorce. And as you've heard me say throughout the several weeks, I've been divorced twice. I have so much to say about this. And I want to help bring healing to your life next week as we talk about going through a divorce.
Hi, if you like what you've seen today, be sure to connect with Brother Henry at www.facebook.com/The Brother Henry and You Show. And also be sure to check out and subscribe to his YouTube channel, which is www.youtube.com/Henry Harris 100. We hope that this has been a blessing to you, and we hope to hear from you soon. Keep watching, because what matters to you matters to Brother Henry.